Layemi Olusoga is a writer with a strong focus on gender parity. Her most recent work focuses on the journey of a young girl whose life changes when she marries an older man from a prestigious family. The title of the book is Women of the Ayo-Kessington Dynasty, Anjola's Diary, Volume 1 by Layemi Olusoga. Good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So this is an interesting book for many reasons. So it goes into the minds and the homes of people that you refer to as the rich and famous in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And so how did you come about this entire concept and the story itself?
Okay, I think the story for me was inspired by largely social media, mm-hmm. and the sort of topical issues that you would find there, and also the experiences of people that I've read about, talked to, spoken to, mm-hmm. seen, and everyday life. It was just inspired by, you know, having conversations about things like the complications that come with marriage, mm-hmm. infidelity in marriage, temptations, yeah. Differences when people from two different social economic backgrounds come together, mm-hmm. old money versus new money, cultural differences. And so it was just inspired by a lot of things that I know happen with Nigerian marriages and families.
It's very interesting. I mean, we're talking about the various disparities that there are in society. It's something that you would see in the book throughout. You would see the lives of course, Anjola herself, who's sort of writing a diary. Yeah. And, you know, so you're following her story throughout. But you're also seeing other people's lives as well. You know, people who are related to them, drivers, cooks, and so it's almost like everybody has their own world, but it all comes together in the book as well. So did you set out to do this on purpose?
Yes, because I wanted to show, it was like having a snapshot into the different lives of everybody. Mm-hmm. And at some point, there's something that connects everybody, whether it's ambition, whether it's trying to find true love, whether it's a journey on self-discovery. No matter who you are, rich, poor, famous, regular, everybody sort of has the same challenges. And so, you know, like they say, the rich also cries. Mm. And people who are not rich also have certain victories in their lives that nobody notices. So I just wanted to sort of capture all of that in the book.
Let's talk about the concept of strong women, because that's one of the things that you would see throughout the book as well. Anjola is the younger generation, and she's strong. She's very strong-willed, even though she's a, in quotes, housewife. But she's very strong-willed. She knows what she wants to do. She knows where she wants to go. Or, well, she has an idea where she wants to go. And then you have the Duchess, who's also an equally strong woman. And, of course, you would expect that there will be clashes. And, of course, there were clashes throughout the book as well. So, but this concept of the strong woman, especially in the 21st century, and how they can be quite intimidating, especially even to the male folk as well. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so like you said, Anjola and the Duchess are both strong women, but their strengths are exhibited in different ways. And I wanted to draw that point of reference because for the Duchess, her strength came largely from her influence, her wealth, her exposure, her background. Anjola was a regular girl. She didn't even have a 9-to-5 job or a business, but she was also a strong woman. And I think that a lot of times when we think about strong women in this society, we tend to think about women who have the corner office or women who are building businesses and, you know, giving the talks at conferences and stuff like that. Yeah. Nobody really looks at a typical housewife as a strong woman. But when you're married to certain kind of men, you have to be a strong woman, whether or not you're winning in the office or anything. So I wanted to also show that people have different strengths that can be portrayed in different ways. Not necessarily, I don't have to be a strong woman because I have a 9-to-5 or a corner office or because I have a global business. I can be a strong woman simply because I'm a good mother and wife.
Wow, nice. I mean, I like that. I like that angle that you're taking. But let's also talk about, I mean, so part of the book reads like, you know how you would read in the tabloids about the lives of rich and famous people. So there was something about the kidnapping. There's something that had to do with fraud and things like that. And all these things come to the fore, but the way you explore it with a level of, a bit of thriller, a bit of suspense as well, how do you ensure that you stay true to the message throughout, from beginning to the end?
Okay, so for me, one of the core themes of the book was to show that nobody is all bad. No matter the flaws you have, you definitely have some strength. And so even if the rich family in the book, you know, there was kidnapping, there was betrayal, there was fraud and all of that just to keep their wealth, they were all good people. They had good sides. And I wanted to show that because, you know, a lot of times we see certain people and we don't understand their struggles. So we think that because somebody is rich, it just means that the person, and especially if you know that the person's source of income is not all that legitimate, you just feel that this person is a horrible person. And sometimes you feel that regular people are good people because you can identify with their struggles. But I would never create a character that is all bad. I think that everybody has a level of some goodness in them. At least I'd like to believe that everybody has an element of goodness in them. And so I was able to stay true to the message because I wanted to drive that point home.
Yeah, I mean, I've got lots of questions to ask from this book, but so who was your favorite character, though? I mean, I know it's Anjola, but let me just ask you.
I don't think it's Anjola.
Okay,
actually.
so who was your favorite character?
I'm not allowed to have a bias
Okay.
because I created all the characters.
So you're the mother of everybody?
Yes.
Essentially?
Yes.
Okay, but you introduced a few things that added to the conflict. Emeka, for instance, who's the Igbo boy that's, you know, fine boy and everything, that you stepped into the scene just as she was having some challenges. And it's really, the way you weave the whole story is like the mark of a master storyteller. Even though,
Thank you.
know, you're still sort of, this is like your first,
Yes,
published work. Absolutely excellent. Really, really nice.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be having some other books from you in the future.
Yes,
or volume
definitely.
2, volume 3
Yes,
of
definitely.
Anjola's Diary.
Yes.
All right, so the book is Women of the Ayo-Kessington Dynasty, Anjola's Diary, volume 1 by Layemi Olusoga. So where can